The other two ain't here. So you've got me. Yes, everyone, welcome back to Wrong Note Bros. It's my first solo video on the channel and I'm quite excited, but I was thinking, what can I sit down with my iPad, hit record, and talk to you lot about? And I was thinking the other day, I have been a part of Wrong Note Bros, formerly known as Wrong Note Lamb back in the day, for, get this, 8 years. I made my first appearance on Wrong Note Lamb back in the day in 2015, and I've kind of never left, to be honest. I've kind of always been here. Because of that, I've been part of many different productions, as well as many different videos on the channel. And subsequently, that means I have played many different characters over my tenure at Wrong Note. 7 in fact, and I'm going to rank them from worst to best. Should be fun. Kicking us off at number 7, the worst character, in my opinion, I have ever played, and I'm so glad that this character is no longer on YouTube. It is Ewan from Mocking Ed. Now, Mocking Ed was my debut on the channel. Maybe that's part of the reason why I hate it so much. But Mocking Ed isn't on the channel anymore for reasons. If you don't know a lot about the character, Ewan was a bit of a nerd, bit of a goody two-shoes, and by the way, I am a nerd, right? Let's just put that out there. I have a Star Wars poster on my wall. Craig kind of wanted Ewan to be a sort of hammed up version, piece of shit, would step on anyone to get what he wanted kind of guy. It was really horrible playing him, actually. And I was very, very glad when he got killed off. Thankfully, I'll never have to look at his face again because he's no longer on the channel. So yeah, number 7, Stone Cold Lass, Ewan from Mocking Ed. Coming in at number 6. Now, technically, the 4 characters actually, I'm about to mention, all kind of roll into the one, but I still count it as 4 different characters. So, at number 6, we are going for the neighbour in Dobber and Grafter, one of my most recent characters actually. This is ranked low, mainly because I just have characters I preferred playing more. Funny story about the neighbour, the character itself, mainly the voice, was based off Craig's dad, who also features in Dobber and Grafter. He plays the blind man. He's in it for all of 10 seconds, but I think he steals the show. But yeah, I really like the costume as well. I like the way he was written. I like the way he acted. And I also really like the scene with Kieran where I eat the brownie and we both get high and watch the Muppets. That was a very fun scene to film. So it's a shame that it's lower, but I just have characters I prefer than that. But yeah, at number 6, the neighbour. Coming in at number 5, we have the Debt Collector. Now, the Debt Collector was incredibly fun to film, and again, it's a shame it's lower. On Dobber and Grafter, I think the boys would agree with me here, that was definitely the most fun day of filming Dobber and Grafter. One, we got it done super quick. Like, we got there, we didn't mess around, we got it done, and we left. It was, like, perfect. But also, like, the way, I don't know, the way he carried himself was very, very funny, I thought. Again, pretty nasty, not very likeable, but those are the characters I enjoy playing. It's also a shame we never really saw him again, or he never really got his, comeuppance. Still a character I enjoy playing. So yeah, at number 5, we have the Debt Collector. At number 4, this is where it starts to get interesting. We have Dodgy Dave. Now, I was actually kind of torn between 3 and 4. Now, Dodgy Dave, as I was saying earlier, kind of rolls past 2 characters I've mentioned into the one, but I don't really see it that way. In my opinion, when I was on Dobber and Grafter, I played 4 different characters. And that's what I'm counting it as. So Dodgy Dave at number 4. When Craig asked me to play Dodgy Dave, I originally wanted to base him off Super Hans from Peep Show. Craig kind of liked the idea, but didn't really have it in his head that that's where he wanted to go, which is fair enough. Craig wanted him to be just a nasty piece of shit kind of guy, and I have experience playing that. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I loved the costume as well, especially the first episode you see him in with the Starbucks tank top and the beanie hat and the shorts. Funny fact, it was about -1 when I was in that costume, so I was very, very cold. Dodgy Dave is definitely the most featured character of mine in Dobber and Grafter. Maybe that's partly why I like it. But yeah, I do think, however, on Dobber and Grafter, there is a character I play that just edges him, mainly because of how fun he was to play. But yeah, absolutely no slouch, Dodgy Dave was. So at number 4, Dodgy Dave. Now, we're starting to get interesting. At number 3 is another Dobber and Grafter character. Just shows you how well Dobber and Grafter was written. It's Lord of the Land, or the Landlord. This was hilarious to film. What Craig wanted was, I want you to base the Landlord, his voice, off Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones. And I was like, okay, cool. And I don't know, just the way he carries himself, the big long trench coat, when he's when he's got the sword as well, and he's just walking around the flat with the sword, and he just plants it on the ground, and he's just trying to intimidate the two of them. It's just so funny when he has a little outburst at the end. It's just so funny. It was hilarious to play. Definitely my favourite character on Dobber and Grafter for me to play. I loved it. Really, really fun. Again, a really good day of filming on that. Yeah, he definitely just pips Dodgy Dave to the number 3 spot. But yeah, number 3 we have Lord of the Land. So here we go, the top 2. At number 2, we have Django Moody from Aurors. Done a while ago now. It feels way less time since we did Aurors, but yeah. Also, fun fact, it's actually the only clear-cut good guy I have ever played. Technically the neighbour is sort of a good guy, but he's kind of not a good guy, not a bad guy either. He's kind of in the middle. Ewan is definitely a villain, the Debt Collector's a villain, Dodgy Dave is a villain, Lord of the Land is kind of a villain as well, but he's definitely not a good guy either. This is definitely the biggest good guy I've ever played. Really, really fun. I love Harry Potter, so it was very fun to step into that universe. And it was even more fun as well because Mad Eye Moody is one of my favourite Potter characters, so to derive the character from him was very, very fun to do. Aurors as well was full of action, which is great fun to film. I love his accent as well. He's Irish. It's one of my favourite accents to do. Don't know if you've noticed, but I do a fair amount of accents on the channel. It's something I'm quite good at. But yeah, his was very, very fun. So number 2, we have Django Moody. And at the number 1 spot, the top spot, can only really be one answer, can't it? It's Axel from Sons of Satan. Still to this day, my favourite character I've ever played on the channel. He's vicious, he's a tyrant, he gets what he wants all the time. An amazing character to play, so fun. I definitely feel that Sons of Satan is the best production we've ever done. And it's a shame that we couldn't do a season 2, even though we tried. I felt it was definitely, after season 1, it should have been left alone. There's some things that you shouldn't go back to. I felt that was one of them. Craig didn't agree. The fun of playing Axel was just amazing. I loved it. And if there was an opportunity to play him again at some point, I would love it. Not sure if there will be though. But he is my undisputed top spot character for Wrong Note. So the Kingpin, the number 1 spot, goes to Axel from Sons of Satan. And yeah, that is my Wrong Note characters ranked from worst to best. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. It's been a little while since I've sat down myself and recorded a video. Think I've done alright though. There will be new productions coming very soon, so no doubt I'll be playing a new range of different characters, so I'm very much looking forward to that. Make sure to leave the video a like, make sure to subscribe as well, because if you don't, I'll fucking come after you. And yeah, take care, brush your hair.